Tony Grossi on what he expects Browns to do in free agency.
I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but I think their biggest purchase in free agency will come at one of those positions, either left tackle or
guard.
center.
Or center.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the guards will come after that, or a guard will come after that. So, he's looking to, like the Bears, they picked up 3 veteran offensive linemen in one offseason, 2 by trade and 1 by free agency. So far, Andrew's gotten 1 by trade. So probably a couple veteran linemen in this first week.
They also got the guard. Obviously, that was recorded before they signed the guard. What do you do? You expect another offensive lineman? Do you expect a wide receiver? What type of veteran do you think they add before the draft? And I'm going to go into the draft after you answer that question.
Yeah, I think the focus is going to continue to be on the line of scrimmage for the offense, and that includes that inline tight end. They need to find somebody that can fill that role. I don't think they just want to wait because right now, other than Harold Fannin, it's like Blake Whitehart and Brendan Bates. Like they need to get more credibility there. But yeah, I mean, they've still got to do plenty of work on the offensive line. And then the other spot I look at is linebacker. Devin Bush is obviously out the door. Quincy Williams would be a fantastic fit because he's a really good coverage linebacker. Caden Ellis, who just played for Rutenberg, is more of a run-oriented linebacker. Nevertheless, could be a fit there. So those are kind of the spots where it makes a whole lot of sense where you either holes have just been created or they are continuing issues that are sitting there. Wide receiver is the one where, yeah, they could do something. Maybe they go and find a way to get Shaheed. But overall, I still think that's a trade or draft play more than anything.
So if say they get, and I'll say they sign a left tackle, say they sign Rasheed Walker, is there a way that at 6 they can take the best defensive player? Because this is a defensive heavy draft. Is there a way that they can maneuver it so that if an edge rusher they really like or Caleb Downs is sitting there, they take that guy at 6? Or do you think that's not on the board just based on what they need?
Well, I mean, my disagreement with it is I just don't think the best player on the board is going to be a defensive player. That's regardless of any of them. Like David Bailey's there. Reuben Bain is there. Caleb Downs is a fantastic football player. We've got to see what's going on with the medical with him, but great player. My evaluation, my belief is that the wide receivers, and you can be in the Carnell Tate business, I don't care. Mine is Mekhi Lemon. To me, those guys are going to be better as prospects than the guys that are going to be available on defense. So unless the Browns are going to do something like trade for Brian Thomas Jr. inside Rasheed Walker and all these other things where they just eliminate all these things, they're like, sure, we need a slot defender, so we're going to draft Caleb Downs. I still think their best play is going to be take an offensive player at that first pick, whether it be a tackle or wide receiver. And then obviously everybody's going to sit there and hope that they can somehow trade down before doing either one.
Do you think is it a value that they place on one? I can't figure out why Andrew Berry hasn't taken a wide receiver before the 3rd round. And you go back in history, and the Browns just haven't spent first-round picks on wide receivers.
Well, I mean, they haven't done one since Corey Coleman. And unfortunately for Andrew Berry, they just haven't had picks. Obviously, you trade all those picks with Deshaun Watson, and the picks they've made in the first round, Jedrick Wills, Greg Newsome, Mason Graham, all entirely reasonable picks, positions that matter, premium spots, but those are your 3. So, I mean, there's just haven't been a whole lot of swings in that. Even when you get into the second round, obviously it gets a little bit stranger when 2 of those picks are linebackers. But yeah, to your point, they're due. It's time to pay up on that. And the contracts you're seeing show just how valuable that position is. Now, it's just entirely a question of how the Browns evaluate this thing compared to somebody like me, where do they think the value is there at potentially 6 or moving back a little bit, or do they think the value is like 24 and moving up or something along those lines?